Hi, I'm Chris Anderson from Blue Cube Board Games, and I'm going to show you how to play Space Station Disaster. Space Station Disaster is a family-friendly board game for 2 to 4 players, plays in about 30 minutes, ages 10 plus. This is your control capsule. This is the start space. There's only one in the game, and it starts in play. That'll be the center. Room with the red circle is fire. When you play it, you'll put a fire token on it. Room with the orange circle is disease. When you play it, put a disease token on it. Room with the purple circle is mad robot. Put a mad robot token on it when you play it. Green circle, alien. Put an alien token on it when you play it. Blue, electrocution. Put an electrocution token on it when you play it. Yellow, radiation. Put a radiation token on when you play it. Gray, it's a credit. Put a credit token on when you play it. You also have a draw room. You land on that, you draw an extra equipment card. And a teleport room. Let you teleport from this room to another teleport. You notice the control capsule is also a draw room and a teleport. So you can hop around and draw cards. There are 6 equipment cards. Fire extinguisher gets rid of fire. Gas mask gets rid of disease. Taser gets rid of robots. Laser gets rid of aliens. Rubber gloves gets rid of electrocution. And radiation suit gets rid of radiation. You can only have a maximum of 3 cards in hand at any time. You start the game with 3 cards, and you'll draw new ones if you get onto a draw space and don't have a full hand. There are also credit cards, which shouldn't be used your first time through the game, and we'll go over those later. And you get some reminder cards for disaster interactions on one side, and on the back is the round structure to just give you a quick overview of what to do in a round if you forget. There's also 4 crew member pieces, 1 for each player. Die for tiebreakers and other decisions, and a first player marker for each round because there'll be a different first player every round. Alright, how to play. So, you'll start with the control capsule in the center of the table, with everyone's pieces on it. Roll a die, see who goes first. Give the cube to the person going first. All the other room tiles are in a bag. Shuffle up the equipment card deck. Deal 3 to each player. And leave the rest of the deck off to the side for drawing. You want to make sure your cards are kept secret so that no one knows what you have. Whoever's going first takes the bag, draws 1 room tile, places it, and make sure the light gray doorways are connecting to doorways. Place it wherever you want, and depending on the room, if it has a colored circle on it without a symbol, you want to grab the token from all your tokens over here and put it on. So that's a credit. Credits don't need any equipment to take them. They're free point if your guy walks over them. And then the next player also grabs a room, places it wherever they want, as long as it connects door to door. Places the appropriate token on it if it needs it. After each player has taken their tile placement turn, then it goes back to the first player and they get to move. At the beginning of your move, you may play one of your equipment cards. In this case, say orange is going first, and they have the gas mask, which will solve disease. So they would play this in front of them, and then they can move up to 3 rooms. So they move once into here, and they take the credit as a point, and because they have the gas mask, they can move into the disease and clear that, and they get that as a point. They can move 1 more time, so they can move back here if they want. Then the next player also gets to go. They can play a card if they want. In this case, green is going to play the gas mask, not because it does anything, but to get rid of it, so their hand is not full. And then move once, move twice, back in the room, gets to draw another equipment card and put it into there. That marks the end of the round. At the end of the round, any disasters on the table will move, and then cards are discarded. There's no disasters on the table, so these cards are discarded, and we go to the next round. Pass the starting player cube to the player to the left, and then we do it all again. So at the end of every round, all the disasters on the table will move. Different ones move in different ways. The electrocution and radiation disasters do not move. Fire and disease spread into every attached room. Aliens and robots move 2 rooms towards the closest player, and you roll off if there's a tie. In this situation, step 1 is the fire and the disease move. And you want to use your disaster interactions card to remember what does what. So, the disease would spread into these 3 rooms. Except disease gets removed by alien, so that wouldn't happen. Because disease gets rid of electricity, that'll get rid of the electricity. Fire move into these 3 rooms. And disasters do not get rid of credits, so the credit will stay there with the fire, and someone can collect 2 points in that room. After fire and disease move, and if there was a player in this room, nothing would go in there. It's safe as long as there's a player in it, but with no player, the disasters will spread normally. So, first you move the fire and disease, and then the aliens and robots will move. So this alien will try to get to this player by moving 2 rooms, and aliens get rid of disease, so he'll move 1, 2, and clear these away. No one gets any points for those. The robot will try to get to him too, because he's the only player. But as soon as he tries to enter the radiation, radiation gets rid of robots, he'll be removed. So at the end of that round, you have a setup like this. This player trapped by an alien, so hopefully they have a laser, or they can get something to build off and run away. So on a player's turn, they play an equipment, and they can move up to 3 rooms. So fire, he can clear all 3 of these, and get 3 points. But at the end of the round, the alien will get him, and he's not equipped for an alien, so he would get hit, go back to the start capsule. If anything's on the start capsule when a player gets hit, gets removed. They don't get any points for that. And then they'll lose 3 points for being hit. So those 3 points they just got, gone. Waste of a turn. And finally, those credit cards that I mentioned earlier. So in the equipment deck, there are 4 of each of these 6 equipments, so you have a decent chance of getting what you need. If this is not your first game and you want more of a challenge, you can put in 1 or more of the credit cards into the equipment deck. There are 10 total, so if you put all of them in, shuffle them up, you now have a much lower chance of getting the equipment you need. The credit cards are worth points at the end of the game. So during the game, you'll have to play them from your hand as normal. They don't fix any disasters, and they won't be worth anything if you lose them. So if you play it, you just empty your hand so you can draw more cards. So for the entire game, they're a dead card, but at the end, each one is worth 1 point. So if you end the game with 3 in hand, that's 3 more points. But you won't have any equipment to solve any disasters.